Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be showing you how to do the summer bucket hat. And if you would like, I have the pattern written out and down in the description box below. You can find it on my Etsy shop. And you can also find other patterns that I've made as well. But today we're going to make the summer bucket hat. It's a really fun hat to make, and it's very easy. I'm going to show you how to increase to make the hat bigger. And so, with that being said, let's get on to the video. Okay, so what you're going to need first is you're going to need a measuring tape to measure the top of your hat to make sure that it is the right size. And then you're going to need a crochet hook for the yarn. It calls for a size I crochet hook, but I am using a J. That's my favorite. And I'm using Peaches and Cream 100% cotton yarn. And it's a little thinner and lightweight, so it's perfect for a summer hat. And it is size 4. And it recommends that you use the size I, but you can use anything that's close. Like I'm using a J, you can use an H or a G, but I would get as close to it as possible. Alright, so then you're going to need scissors, and I don't have it with me, but you're going to need a needle with a big I, like an embroidery needle, so that you can weave in the ends. Okay, so let's get started with the tutorial. Okay, so I started increasing to make my hat bigger, and I will show you how to increase. I think I'm just going to start over and show you. So here, okay. Alright, so I'm going to start over and I'm going to show you how. See if I can get the yarn out. It's kind of tricky to get the yarn out, but that was pretty easy. Okay, so I'm going to start out with the slip knot. And we are going to do 2 chains. And then just put my half double crochets in the first chain, in that first chain that you made. Might be a little bit tight, but you can do it. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, you can also look up and see there will be a video up there if you don't know how to crochet. I show you all the crochet stitches, the basic crochet stitches, so just click that link up there and you can go watch it. Okay, so I think I did 4 and 5 and 6, 7, and 8. So I started off with 8 half double crochets. Okay, so then you pull that little end to pull the loop closed. And then you're gonna need to slip stitch in the first half double crochet to bring that gap together. So the way you do that is you just put it straight into the first, that's the chain. You're going to put it straight into that first half double crochet that you made and pull up yarn get yarn over and then pull it through and then pull it straight through that loop, and that is a slip stitch. You can keep that end pulled tight. Okay, so now you're going to chain one, and you're going to increase. You're going to increase in every stitch. So the way you increase is you do 2 half double crochets in 1 stitch. So you're going to do 2 in the first stitch, 2 in the next stitch. Excuse me. And so we're starting out with 8 in the round, 8 stitches in the round. So you're going to end this round with 16 stitches. So we were increasing. Okay, so I'm putting that next half double crochet in that same stitch. So there's 2 half double crochets in that stitch. And now you're going to go on to the next stitch and do 2 half double crochets in that same stitch. So then instead of having 2 stitches in that round so far, you have 4. And it should look like that. So you should have 4 instead of 2. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 stitches. Okay, so just keep going until you get to the come around to the end of the round, and then you're going to slip stitch into the first half double crochet that you made of that round. Okay, so now you're to the end of the round, and you make sure that you have 16. If you are a little short or you have a little too much, that's okay. You can, it'll still work. But make sure you have 16, and then you're going to slip stitch into that first half double crochet, and make sure you're getting the half double crochet and not the chain that you chained when you started the round. So right about there, and then you just pull it through. Okay, let's do it again. Pull it through and pull it through. Okay, so then you're going to chain 1. Okay, so then you're going to, after you chain 1, you're going to increase by 1. So instead of doing an increase in every stitch, you're going to do an increase in the first stitch and then just 1 in the next. And that's how I did with this one that I started before. So in this row or round, I'm going to do 1 or 2 in the first stitch and 1 in the next. And then in the next round, I'm going to do 2 in the first stitch, then 2 in the next 2 stitches, or 1 in the next 2 stitches. Hope that makes sense. So 2 in the first stitch and then 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. And that will be your pattern for that round. So this round, you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to do 2 half double crochets in the first stitch and 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So I'm just counting my stitches to make sure I have 32. So that round should have 32, because you get 4. We started with 8, and I did 4 in each pattern all the way around, so that's 8 times 4 is 32. So I should have 32 stitches in that round. So then the next round, I'm going to do 5 stitches in each pattern. So I'm going to do 2 stitches in the first stitch, or 2 half double crochets in the first stitch, and 3 or 1 half double crochet in the next 3. So that's 5 stitches for the pattern all the way around. So that's 8 times 5 is 40. So I should have 40 stitches when I'm done with this round. So 1 half double crochet and 2 half double crochets in that same stitch. Okay, and then 1 half double crochet in the next, and then 1 half double crochet in the next, and 1 half double crochet in the next. Yeah, so that's 2, and now I have 1 more. Okay, so that is your pattern. So you will just start over and do 2 half double crochets in the next, and then 1 in each of the next 3, all the way around. Okay, so this next round we're just going to increase by 1 again. Instead of doing 5 stitches like the last round, we're going to do 6. So we're going to do 2 half double crochets in the first stitch, and then 1 half double crochets in each of the next 4 stitches. So that would be 6 stitches in the pattern all the way around. So 8 times 6 would be 48. So you should have 48 stitches when you're done with this round. And so on this hat that I made, you want the top of the hat to measure 6 if your head is a smaller head. If you're like me and have a big head, you want to measure 7.5, about 7.5 inches. For a child, I would measure about 6, maybe 5.5. And anyway, and then on this round that I'm showing you, you're going to work in the back loops only, and so that helps to have a little corner. It creates that bucket type feeling of the hat, so it kind of turns that corner. Alright, so I am going to continue to do my 6 stitches all the way around. Okay, so with the magic of video, we have a circle that is about 7.5. So I'm going to stop increasing, and now I'm going to chain 1, and now I'm going to put 1 half double crochet in back loops only. Alright, so the back loops is you have a front loop and a back loop, and the back loop is always away from you. So when you do a normal, when you put it in a normal stitch, you're putting it in both sides of the loop, but this time you're only putting it in the back loop. You can kind of see what I'm doing. So you go put it right in between those loops and right in the back. I hope that makes sense. So I'm just going to keep that same amount of stitches in each row now, because I am done increasing and I just want to make, I'm turning that corner, and putting it in the back loops only will help create that corner. Okay, so now with the next rows, you're just going to do 1 half double crochet in each stitch under both loops. Okay, so once you have your the rows done, then we are going to start with the color change if you want. But I'm going to show you how to color change so that you know how to do it. And a really easy way that I do it is you first snip off a good piece of length. You want to leave some length to it so you can weave it under, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. And then you pull out the yarn of the new color that you want. It's kind of tricky to find, but you pull it out Okay, so once you get your color all ready, you're gonna make a little loop and you're just gonna pull it through. And you're gonna cinch it down, cinch the loop down onto your hook, and then you're going to chain one. Sorry about my dog. Okay, chain one, and then you're going to just continue to do half double crochets, and you're just gonna go around those, both of those loose ends, so that you you crochet over them. And then once you get to where you think that they will be secure, then what I do, I usually will chain, or will stitch over both, and then I will, on the last couple, I will just stitch over one, and then I will tie a knot like I'm doing right now. Just tie a knot, be sure not to pull it so tight that it kind of ruins your work. But you just tie a knot to secure it. And some people don't tie a knot, but I just do it just because for my own peace of mind, so it doesn't, I know it won't come out. And then once you get that all done, then you can just continue to do your stitches in your new color. Okay, so I just want to talk to you about the rest of the stitches. So in these, you've noticed that the stitches are a little bit different. In these rounds, I did 2 half double crochets in one stitch, and then I skipped the next stitch, and then I did 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, and that was the pattern. So you do 2 half double crochets in one stitch, skip a stitch, then 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, and then skip the next stitch, and that was the pattern for those rounds. And if you would like, again, if you would like to have a copy of this pattern, you can purchase it in my Etsy shop. And other patterns, I am working on my collection of crochet patterns, and I have a few in my Etsy shop, and they are always $3.99. They'll never go up, and that's just always the price. So if you would like, you can go and purchase this pattern and support me so that I can make more videos. All right, thank you. Okay, so now I'm going to change my yarn color back to the white and start working on the brim of the hat. So I'm going to let you watch just so you can see how I do it. So I just cinch it down and then just continue to do my stitches. So chain one, and then just do a regular half double crochet in the next chain. And you want to go with, since I'm doing 2 half double crochets and then skipping 1, you want to make sure that the next round is, or actually when you're doing that, you want to make sure the next round you're doing every other round you're doing the half double crochets in the skipped stitch. But in this round, since I am changing colors, I'm working in the front loops only, and I am just doing a regular half double crochet in each stitch around, and I'm putting the ends of the colors under each stitch. And you notice I'm just putting the previous color under the stitch and leaving the white out, because now I'm going to take the white and the green and tie them in a little knot to secure them. There we go. Here we go. Go in that front loop. There we go. And it doesn't matter when you tie it. You could tie it like it looks like I just started. I just decided to continue to just stitch over that end and not tie the loop, which you could do that too. Make sure you don't go through the yarn like I think I'm trying not to do, and just you want to go through the whole loop. It's kind of hard to not go through the yarn, so just make sure you're not doing that. Okay, so that's changing color. Okay, and that is a wrap. So I did 4 rounds of the brim. You can do more if you want, or you could do less. It depends on your preferences. So now I'm just going to finish off and tie in all my loose ends. Normally when you would tie up, when you weave in your ends, you want to use a embroidery needle, but I didn't have one on hand, so I just used my crochet hook. You could do that too. And I'm just weaving them to the parts where I change color and then tying them with those loose ends. And then here I'm weaving in the little tail that I started with, and just weave that in all the way until there's no tail left, and then you are finished. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll, if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already, and share it with your friends. All right, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.